Hey everyone, I'm back today for my 25-week pregnancy update. So by the time this is posted, I'll actually be in my 26th week, which is so crazy. I cannot believe that the third trimester is just around the corner. But at 25 weeks, my baby was officially the size of a papaya. So he is weighing in at almost 2 pounds and probably about 13 to 14 inches according to the app. Though, as I've mentioned on all of my appointments, they seem to show that he is a little bit bigger than what the app says. So he might actually be nearing 2 pounds, which is crazy to think about. So far, my total weight gain has been about 14 pounds. So I am slowly getting there. I think I'm attempting to do kind of about a pound a week from 18 weeks on, since I really didn't get anything before then because I was so sick. Holidays definitely helped put on some of the pounds, and now I'm continuing to try to eat as much as possible. Still do not have any real appetite, so my appetite hasn't increased whatsoever. Thankfully, this past week, for the most part, except for a couple days here and there where I really did not feel well, most of my symptoms have gone away. So there really hasn't been much nausea. I have gotten sick a couple mornings, but it's usually just quick and it's done, and then I feel fine the rest of the day. So it has made eating a lot easier, even though I still have to really focus on getting myself to eat because I really don't have an appetite at all, to be perfectly honest. So I'm hoping that that continues to increase, as I know he's got a lot of fattening up to do in the next couple months. So as far as cravings go, pretty much the same, just cold now. So I'm back, I'm craving my shakes. I like the cold fruit. I still love blueberries. That's been my standard through the whole pregnancy. So blueberries, raspberries, watermelon, strawberries just give me cold, and I love it. And then on the flip side, spicy. So I had wings again last night. I'm gonna have them for my afternoon snack today. I'm just kind of always in the mood for chicken wings. They just always sound good. Also, chips and queso, but cold queso. Like, I do not want it heated up at all. Like, I want it cold, straight from the jar, which may be gross, but that's what makes me super happy. Aversions wise, nothing too crazy, except for some reason pumpkin has, like, the thought of it is just a little like, oh, that's weird. And it's not really something that I eat a lot of, especially in January, but we did get a Tom Brady purple carrot meal delivered with some like pumpkin cream risotto, and like every time I look at that, I get like, no, absolutely do not want to have it. So for sleep has been a struggle this week. So while a lot of my other symptoms have gone away, my insomnia has come back. It's pretty much the same time. It's around 4 o'clock, sometime between 4 and 4:40 every morning. I wake up, have to pee, and then I come back and I can't fall asleep for another hour or an hour and a half, which is complete opposite of what I need to do because my husband now wakes up about 6 o'clock to go to the gym. So it's usually right as he's waking up, I fall back into a deep sleep, and then it's so hard to get up for the day. So I had a nice little relief from that, even with the pregnancy pillow, but now it is back. My breathing has been really hard, same as the whole pregnancy. So I've been having a lot of shortness of breath and breathing, and every time I fall asleep on my back or I fall asleep on my side and roll to my back, it does wake me up and my extremities are tingling and I have trouble breathing and have to roll back. That is another symptom that I've had more so this week, is I've been short of breath kind of at all times when I'm actually doing something, but now even sitting, we went to a movie last week, and just sitting in that position, like I literally felt like I could not fill my lungs and breathe, and I had to like roll over and get in weird positions to be able to breathe. So I just think everything is getting really big and really crowded in there. I also now get sick if I eat a ton really fast, and so, or even not a ton, but kind of a normal amount. So I think that's less to do with like morning sickness and nausea and more to do with just there's no room, which is crazy because he has a lot of growing to do. Happy or moody this week, for the most part, I have been really happy. I've had some good days that have been really productive and I felt great. We went to a walk on the river walk a couple nights ago, and just the weather is really nice in Florida. It's a little cold at night, and then it's getting to like the 60s and 70s with no humidity during the day. So it's so nice to go out and walk. The sun has come back out. We had clouds for like a month, which got me really depressed. So that has definitely helped. I still can tell every once in a while when I get a little moody we've had a whole furniture situation, getting all of our furniture for the house. And for some reason, when we were in bed one night, we have extra tall ceilings, and I could not think of what to do in our bedroom for two of the walls. And like, for some reason, well, not for some reason, obviously Kyle did not have an answer for me. And I went on Pinterest and I looked up, bedroom decor for extra tall ceilings, and it was all for like ceilings that have like I don't even know what it's called, like a pointy tip, like not just for big walls. And I could feel myself getting angry that Kyle could not tell me how to decorate the walls at that moment at 11 o'clock at night. And so that was kind of funny, and I just went to bed, and then I was fine the next day. So I could feel that coming and realizing that that's a little crazy. But other than that, really been happy, and it's been a lot more of an exciting week. Feeling great is nice. It's nice to have a reminder that there's light at the end of the tunnel. Exercise. I have happily left this out of the first few updates because I haven't really been doing any, but I did try prenatal yoga last month in December. I did the month unlimited that they had at one of the studios downtown, and I was not into it at all. So I went to a couple different classes with a couple different instructors. There was one during the day that I liked the best because it was basically like a yoga class with just modifications for prenatal and being pregnant and your loss of balance and all that stuff. And then I went to another one, and it was just a little too crunchy for my taste. I'm just, hey, to each their own, but it's just not so much my thing. There was one point where we were sitting cross-legged and like moving around, and then we're supposed to close our eyes and be one with our amniotic ocean, and it was just not my thing. I even like kind of peeked to see if like other people were opening their eyes or like thought that was weird, and everybody was really into it. And that's when I was like, I don't think that these are my people. Like, this is just not for me. So obviously, if you love yoga, no offense, I have a lot of yogis in my life, love you, but that's definitely not something that I wanted to continue, except it did get me off the couch, so that was great. And my goal is to go back to Pure Barre as soon as possible. I did that before my wedding, and I loved it. It is so intense, but thankfully one of my best friends is a Pure Barre instructor, and she's 3 weeks ahead of me in her pregnancy. So she'll be able to tell me the modifications and how to kind of ease back into working out while being pregnant. And also, if I just need to die in the corner, she'll leave me alone. So that is my goal, to get back. I started today, not with Pure Barre, but with just an online, the Tone It Up girls. One of them, if you follow them, you should, they're amazing. But Katrina had her baby in October, so she had filmed a whole bunch of prenatal workouts that were all posted. They're for free, they're online. So I did a 15-minute prenatal full body workout today, and I did 10 minutes, so it's like 5 minutes and you do it 3 times. I got through twice with 3-pound weights, and I literally thought I was going to die. But I really want to get better shape. I know it's gonna help with the whole labor and delivery situation, so that is really my goal. If I'm having days that I feel good, to get that going, to try to do Pure Barre, even if that's just once or twice a week, and then do a little something every day. We are good about taking walks, but I want to do something a little more strength training, especially muscle tone, because those infant car seats, first of all, are heavy. Infants themselves, they grow. And so I have no arm strength. I'm expanding everywhere else, but not my arms. So I need to really get to work there. Speaking of expanding, another symptom this week was my facial swelling, which the funny thing is I really feel like I hadn't noticed at all too much. Like, sometimes I see pictures of myself and I feel like they look weird. And then it wasn't until I did an open house last weekend, and one of the girls from the office was coming and taking like pictures for social media, and I looked back at them and I was like, oh my God, my cheeks are huge. And now I'm editing a vlog from last week, and like, it's all I can see. I just feel like I have like such chubby cheeks. So I knew the swelling was coming at some point, and I don't know if it's swelling or if the 2 pounds I gained last week just all went to my face, but it does kind of make me laugh because here it is, it's there. So that kind of makes me laugh, especially because I'm now in the process of changing my name. So I just got my social security card with my updated name, and so now I get to go to the DMV, but then have to take a picture that may have to last me for 10 years with my puffy face. So hey, it's just all of the joys of pregnancy. Movement, he's still kicking around like crazy. He really almost never stops moving, whether he's kicking my outside or kicking inwards, which is really painful, or moving all over the place, or just being a roly-poly. He moves all the time. I actually had my first day this week where I didn't really feel him move, and I was up and I was cleaning all day, and I was being really active, so I don't know if I just didn't notice it, even though it's really hard for me not to notice because he kicks so strongly. And so I got a little nervous, but thankfully my sister-in-law is a NICU nurse who reminded me, as I know, that you're not supposed to kick count until 28 weeks anyways, but it was just made me a little nervous since he does kick so regularly. And I even like rolled to my side like I was supposed to and like closed my eyes and was zen, and I couldn't get him to move. But then by overnight and the next day, now he's still kicking up a storm. So he is enjoying moving as long as he can, and then once it gets a little crowded, I have a feeling once he pops out, he's going to be moving like crazy. So that ties into my best moment of the week, was when I was a little nervous, and then overnight that night and the next morning when I felt him start to kick again. It was actually not the most pleasant experience because he had done his little thing where he shifts and he's like kicking my back and like my butt feels like from the inside, and it's like really weird. But usually it's not my favorite feeling, but I loved it. That made me really happy. So looking forward to, that would be my baby shower. I feel like it is starting to get so close. I actually just got the invitation in the mail. So thanks, Mom, for inviting me. I'm very excited. So that is gonna be super, super exciting. It really just makes everything feel real, and it is hard for me now to not stalk my registry so I can see what's happening. We also have an appointment on Thursday, which I'm so excited for. I love having the appointment so I can hear the heartbeat. I will be having my gestational diabetes test, so I hear the drink is awesome, so not so much looking forward to that, but looking forward to at least getting that over with and crossing that off. Hopefully it'll all come back great. If not, then hey, it's better to know, and then we can take it from there. Products, I have 3 to show this week. So this one, if you are a mom, you already know all about it, but it is one of the first gifts we got from our registry, and it is the Boppy Lounger. So I've just heard the most amazing things about it, and I can't wait. But what makes me even more excited about it is the print, which is so cute, because you know I've complained here before that everything is either super girly or it's just like neutral and gray. And so Boppy with the covers, I was just looking on Amazon. I know you can find a lot of them on Etsy, but they were all, once again, just like gray or white unless they were floral. And then I found this one with the whales that was blue, and it made me so excited. So I was so excited to register for it, so excited to get it. Yes, Nellie has tried to sit on it, which is why I'm keeping it in the plastic, because I think she thinks it's a Nellie Lounger. So another one, which is kind of random, but it's the Jason Soft Rose Deodorant Dry Spray, and it's like an all natural one. And the reason I'm mentioning this is because at least I know when I first became pregnant and you read and everything makes you feel like everything is toxic, I did try to see if I could use a natural deodorant, because there's all the things with aluminum and all the chemicals and all of that stuff, but none of them work whatsoever. And if you know when you're pregnant, that's just not the time to not have deodorant. So I just used actually Kyle's and just used regular stuff. And then the other day we were in Whole Foods and we needed to pick some up, and of course they only have all natural there. So I decided to try this one just because it was a spray, and I'm like, well, that might be fun, and it works so well. So it's aluminum free. Let me read the rest. It's aluminum free, butane free, paraben free, and free of all artificial fragrances, yet it still does smell really good and it works. So if being all natural is something that you're looking into, I definitely recommend giving this one a try. And then lastly, I finished this book, Cherish the First 6 Weeks. It's by Helen Moon, who is a baby nurse for about 25 years. So it says in the front, a plan that creates calm, confident parents and a happy, secure baby. And at first I was a little hesitant about reading this because it came highly recommended from a bunch of Kyle's cousins who have read it and used it and had great success with their babies. But it was told to me as basically how to get your baby to sleep through the night at 6 weeks, which to me, I'm like, no 6-week-old should be sleeping for 12 hours. I don't think, like, that just didn't seem safe to me, like health-wise. And so I was definitely reading it with a grain of salt because I was like, I don't know how I feel about this. And then I read the book and it's like so not like that at all. It's very much, here is the schedule for your newborn, what typical newborns do as far as eating. And it's not a tough sleep schedule, because once again, I'm like, okay, a brand new baby, it's still too young to have a full sleep schedule. Yet at the same time, I would like my baby to be on a schedule because I know that that makes life a lot easier. So it's very kind of meet in the middle with all of the different, techniques that are out there. Everybody has different beliefs, whether you let your baby cry it out, whether you run into your baby every time it makes a peep, whether you wake them up to feed or just wait for their cues. Everybody has different opinions, which are all great, whatever works for your baby. But I really like this one, was very much in line with not only how I feel, but also it's just very non-judgmental, very open, very realizing that all babies are different. And so it's a schedule for the first 6 weeks, and it's basically a feeding schedule. So it's not getting your baby on a sleep schedule, but getting them on a routine of, you know, diaper change, feeding, sleep, blah, blah, you play the music, like getting them on the routine so they know what's coming next. And so by getting them on their feeding routine, that leads into them being on a sleep routine, and then sets them, and then the way it's structured, it sets them up to be able to sleep through the night when they can. And as far as this book goes, sleeping through the night is like the 10 to 4 or 10 to 6, so that like 6 to 8 hour stretch. So it's not 12 hours, but it's just setting them up. It's a lot about self-soothing, but not the cried out completely. So it's, you know, her philosophy is, you know, if the baby's just fussing or making sounds, you let them be. If they're crying, you don't leave the crying baby, but you go in, you know, you can pat them, hush them, comfort them. If they're really crying, pick them up, you know, comfort them, love on them. But as they're falling asleep, you make sure that they're set down before they actually fall asleep. So it's teaching them to self-soothe, fall asleep on their own, yet not totally abandoning and crying it out. So if that method feels a little harsh, this is like somewhere that's kind of right in the middle, because you're also not running in every time they make a sound. And when they wake up, teaching them how to, you know, be happy in their crib by themselves. So basically getting them to live on your schedule and not the opposite. Like I mentioned, it's also super open about, hey, like this is the normal schedule, but all babies are different. So if your baby is gassy, if he's colicky, if he seems to wake up at the same time, blah, 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 like here's all the different strategies to make that work, even if your baby isn't normal, because obviously all babies are different. So I really loved it. I loved her, just her point of view. It was just like very happy, very positive. And like I mentioned, she's been a baby nurse for 25 years, so tons and tons of experience. But then also all of her stuff has been updated with like the new sleep, you know, the Back to Sleep initiative, the Sleep Safe, all of that stuff. So it's up-to-date information, but then also with all of her experience. And there's anecdotes about, you know, problem babies and how that was solved and what you can do if your baby has that kind of issue. It also talks about if you find this book after you have a baby, so if you have a 4-month-old, you can how to get the you know, still use the strategies. And then it's also very much tied into your pediatrician. So even though it's 6 weeks, by, you know, the 6-week schedule, you're supposed to, you know, as a lot of doctors recommend, and so does she, that until the baby is up to their birth weight, that you need to wake them up to feed them every 2 hours. So if your baby by week 2 is not back to their birth weight, then you just stay there and you keep that going until it's ready to go. So it's just very in line with all of the things. So I really, really enjoyed it. And especially for me, first of all, I like checklists, and I can read and research everything, but when we come home with that baby and I have the, oh my God, now what feeling, I love that I read through it and now I can just open it up. Okay, week 1, here's the schedule, here's at least something to go on, and then you can adjust accordingly once we see how our baby is. He could be a great sleeper, he could be a terrible sleeper, but I just love that when I get home and panic, I'll have something to go on. So I really, once again, it's Cherish the First 6 Weeks by Helen Moon, and I loved it. It definitely made me feel confident already that I at least have somewhere to start. So last but not least, the belly shot. So it's definitely getting bigger as always, especially this shirt. So he is certainly taking up all of the room. My belly button's pretty much an outie by now. And, you know, it's crazy to think about the fact that I feel like I can't get any bigger, and I got a long way to go. So we can't wait to meet him, and I can't wait. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe, give a thumbs up, and turn on a bell notification so you can get notified when my next video goes live. And next week, I'll have my 26-week update and be able to give you an update on our appointment. So I will see you next time. Bye.